Previously on Follow the Leader. Today we're playing House by Marn S. For those who are new to this game, here are the basics. This is a story about a house. This is also a game about an eldritch, ever-expanding building that you and your fellow players have entered and are going to investigate and may never find your way out of.
All right, well, so I, today, am playing one Malin Verrazzano, captain of the Stetson, scion of the Verrazzano family. My father was a starship captain. His father was a starship captain, as was his mother and his aunt. And maybe my starship isn't quite as fancy as all those Navy vessels that they captain, but it's still a ship, and I'm still a captain. I am 40 years old. I have a glowing tan, a bleach blonde mullet, wraparound sunglasses, and a pretty sizable stash of nicotine gum.
Kai is 6'6"-ish, robot person with brass and bronze plating. The model would look very familiar if you happen to have encountered Minos Tar at any point in the universe, but a lot more damaged. A lot rougher around the edges, signs of weathering, damage to the plating, parts have been replaced. And his name is Kai Mirren. And he steps up, looks out the window.
So I will be playing Marnie Sands, uses she, her pronouns. This young woman looks to be in like her early 20s with lightly tan skin and shoulder-length blue hair that has acid green tips. She's currently wearing a jumpsuit that's about a half size too large for her.
Compared to the others, Thorn is more of a plant adopting the shape of a human. The sort of head region has a fairly sparse bush of white flowers with a yellow sort of inside. Their arms, or what would be arms, are sort of represented by long, viney sort of manipulators. Their base is within a hard plastic plant pot, but their entire form itself is also contained within sort of a translucent bubble suit that allows them to sort of hold their speed while staying in place, but maintaining their posture with the others. Without the suit, they'd probably be about maybe at most 3 feet tall. With the suit, they stand closer to about 5'2". In addition to the bubble suit, they also have a large water tank attached to the back. This also is see-through, which is filled with not just water, but also a mix with a specific mineral composition that helps to sustain them as they go about the ship. The flowers on their head sort of wither and bloom a bit in response to Marnie, and there is a sort of buzz as the voice transponder on the suit opens. This is close to the station. We are arriving soon.
Hi, I'm playing Bazda, a 4'9", bald and grizzled butch. In this universe, not a dwarf, simply a little bit short.
Sunny would, at that point, it's the stupidest way this character can enter. I think,
Coming out of the kitchen, coffee, Stanley mug.
Oh my god, no. Barry is not a Stanley mug girl.
She shows up late with a mug of coffee and bunny slippers.
A little space bucks, yeah.
The bunny slippers would be incredible.
So I think what's coming is like, this is the Yeah, there were less vines on this door, but there's still problems. But at the end of it, we see like another access door that like leads. Like we see like a sign, right? That's like this way to X deck, and we know that deck is the one that we landed in. It's like, okay, this is the way to go. We know this is the way to go. But little tendrils start to curl up from like the grating of the walkway. And Marlon says, "All right, let's fucking hustle," and just like try to lead a charge across the thing, like kicking and tearing at the vines that try to grab our legs as we go.
Yeah, I'll give you that noise from nowhere. It comes from all around you. And sort of like you're in a resonant chamber almost.
Gone for so long, I knew you couldn't save.
Not me thinking you were about to make like a dinosaur noise or something.
God, it would have been so cool if I could do that on demand. I can't though.
There
could be like growls and sort of rustles and crackles of plant matter though, almost like a tree sound as it falls in the forest. You know, that big
But what if
creak.
no one's around to hear it?
Well, you know, what if you're in
If
it?
a tree falls in the vacuum of space.
And you're inside of it, can you get out alive?
And all of our loved ones are dead on the floor.
As if I may add something, given some of the other prompts on this card for spades, just because this is a scene that lives in my head uncomfortably rent-free. You know, like sometimes it's a good thing and sometimes it's a gross thing and sometimes it's just a visual from a movie that, I think this is the second Matrix movie. And there's this scene on one of the ships where people are going back and forth over a walkway. And every so often, when people are going up, we get a shot from the ground of it and we can see that the support structure is getting weaker and it's bowing every time somebody runs over the top of it. I think the camera sees that as each of us goes across. And because Kai is so heavy, I think the walkway gives out.
This is one of those bridges that I would cross in real life and August would have a heart attack watching me.
God.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think, because I don't know how high up that walkway is, but I like to split the party. And also this means that Corey can have direct interaction with somebody else.
Thanks.
But because of like the noise from everywhere and nowhere at once and the thudding of footsteps across a metal grate, I don't think anyone realizes until you're through the door at the other end. Because I know Marlon would normally notice, but also Kai can be trusted to be at the back of a group. So, you know.
Yeah.
Truly the wall.
Okay, so we get through. I will say, as Thorne is like taunting us, I do want to say that Marlon like looks and says, "I am fucking up your LinkedIn after this."
your average Yelp score's going down.
Space Yelp, the true criminal.
Help.
Yeah, managers be fucking where. But yeah, then that happens, and then oh no. I do a head count after we get into the next hall, like the next room. But it's not my turn anymore.
I think you get a blip on your like wrist con, because we do have like internal radios, because like we're a salvage crew. And it just says, "I'll meet you at Stetson. I am uninjured."
I will ping back you better.
I think you can only hang around with like one Marlin, but also like Marnie and particularly Barry for so long without certain traits rubbing off.
Teehee, you're welcome.
I think you just get a winky face emoji back.
Yes.
Yes, sir, winky face.
That's also how I hire people. They have to figure out if that means they're hired or not. We now return to your game already in progress.
Yeah. As you all finish stepping through, also, I think there is just a wall of flesh and thorn that grows over the door. And as it does so, to note, there is the sound of a seal being formed behind it.
I thought you were gonna say like a seal, like an animal.
No.
And you can just hear or.
That would be nice. No, it's a seal as in like,
It's worse.
yeah, a physical seal, as if you were to take like an organic form of saran wrap and just slap it over that shit.
Gross.
Barry like pinching the bridge of her nose, just like, I'm so tired of all of the flesh.
There's a slurp and a pop.
Quit. You're so fired.
I was not hired by you to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, you're on our manifest. You were on our roster, damn it.
Hey, we should split this guy's pay equally between the rest of us. I don't know why I'm boss is suddenly from New York, but
Hey, give me your money.
Hey,
give me your money.
I was walking there.
Oh man, the plight of the New Yorker, eternally walking there.
So Sam's card, right?
Oh shit! Is it my turn?
Okay, yeah. So you know the room that we're entering now.
Yes, I know the room that we're entering now. Instead of deciding on it immediately,
I don't like the way you said that.
I have drawn the Five of Hearts, which is
Ooh.
a critical misunderstanding concerning love, friendship, compromise, bonding, and obsession.
Oh,
Thorin just kidding, guys. I never betrayed you, actually. Wasn't that
Just kidding,
silly?
I love you.
yeah.
We're
Too
friends.
much.
Anyways, let's finish our job now that no one's traumatized.
Well, did you realize that I could salvage the entire station like this now? Well, we're gonna make fucking bank.
Wow.
It turns out when you tow the entirety of the bastard, yeah.
BFFs, and we skip off into the sunset.
What do you mean the Stetson can't pull all that weight? Oops.
Perhaps the misunderstanding has to do with the nature of the flesh thing.
Yeah?
Ooh.
Not sure where I'm going with that yet, but perhaps.
It was on our side the whole time. I love a happy ending.
Well, I mean, I had been, there's something that's been warning us which means that it didn't want us to get consumed or eaten or killed.
True. Yes.
Was that the thing?
That would be very interesting. So yes, let's say,
I love our horrifying new friend.
I was about to make it much more horrifying. I'm not gonna lie.
Great.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah. I think I already regret what I'm about to say.
Oh, yeah.
Before I even say it.
That's the best choice.
Yeah. So, we find ourselves in a room that appears to be entirely made of that strange fleshy. I'm talking like we're walking on some like uncomfortably squishy skin ?
Mm-hmm.
Barry just cries.
You're about to cry more. I'm sorry. From the middle of this room on what appears to be a console, just from the waist up, it's a torso of a person.
Please say the rest is a centaur or something.
Not a centaur, more like there's a person growing out of the ship.
Great.
And now I'm trying to decide if this is a
Okay.
character that we've met before or if this is a brand new creature. I don't know if I can throw
Well,
back
it can take on whatever shape it wants, right?
That's true, yeah. If it's the thing, then like perhaps all of us see a different person.
Or it could be one of
communicating to
us. It could be Kai, who's not here.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
It could also be. I mean, so like we've seen, it's like it can shapeshift, but I
Yeah.
think this thing might be like shape shifting more than it is like illusory.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's like digital, like holographic
Like a projection.
projection over this like weird.
Oh
meat.
no!
Yeah.
Oh, that's upsetting.
That is upsetting. I like it.
Weird meat. Weird meat.
I know. I like the idea. It's trying to make us feel. It's trying to make us feel more comfortable.
Unfortunately, like the hologram glitches periodically.
And it's just
So-
this like horrifying flesh construct.
Yeah. We just periodically catch glimpses of what's underneath, and it's, deeply
Bad.
upsetting.
There's
Yeah.
a holographic projection over the figure of meat, is what I've written.
Excellent. I love that you're taking notes. It makes my heart happy. And then the figure says, well, I never really intended for you to end up here. But, welcome.
Hi.
I don't know what's happening here. I'm pulling this out of my ass, but sure. Maybe cut that part out.
Or that could be the form saying that. Like, I don't.
Oh
fucking
my
know what's
god,
happening
yeah.
anymore.
That's fun.
That's improv, baby.
That's improv, baby.
It's like, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
It's also like the notion that if it's trying to assume a form or use a hologram to make us feel more comfortable, it's adopting our mannerisms already.
Oh,
because-
yeah.
Mm.
We would say that. I say we, like Kai isn't like oddly formal, but that's why
Yeah.
the construct is trying to do this thing, just like because it's been listening and vibing with our like psychic imprints or whatever since
Oh,
we
it's
got
been
here.
following all throughout the ship. Yeah,
Yeah.
plenty of time to pick up on info like that.
Mhm.
For a fun detail, then I think at that door seal, you can see the thorns that have kind of been poking out and around the flesh, sort of struggling against an unseen tide, pushing it back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like the flesh is like flexing, like how you like kind of like flex like a thorn out of your palm
Yeah.
or something.
This truly is the most horror that I've truly is horrifying.
So clearly, this life form must be what the hegemony wants. Then, if life has developed here, an intelligence has developed, however it may have done so. Now, one of the hegemony wants it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
A thing that can shapeshift and like get imprints of people and all that jazz. No wonder it makes sense why they would send somebody who can, in theory, interface with organic entities.
Mm-hmm.
How long
Because
is
part-
the...
Just because I think maybe the computer system had been like plant based for a while, and this is just like the rapid evolution of artificial meets botanical intelligence.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jade. That's grown meat, anyway.
Oh, I can't believe we're back to vat grown meat.
It's fat grown meat, baby. I do love the idea now, actually thinking about it, that this is some sort of experiment that was going on in this in the olden days of the bastard in some biolab that has somehow all this time just been slowly growing in their incubators and then developing sentience.
It is very fun,
Yeah.
the notion that this, because it started as a Unisol place. Then it became a pirate enclave, and the idea that the pirates just sort of just like, I don't know what that is, and I'm not going to try to take it off. You know, like how in Terry Pratchett, Hex, the computer at the Unseen University, needs a teddy bear in it to work. They don't know
Mhm.
what the teddy bear does, but Hex refuses to work without it. And maybe
Mhm.
the idea was they
Mhm.
tried to get rid of, when the pirates took over the space, they tried to clear out all the Unisol stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
this plant resisted it, or things started to go wrong, so they just left it because the station worked better with it there.
The plant or
Mhm.
the meat thing? Are the plant and the meat thing separate?
Aren't we all just plants and meat things in the end?
Truly. Tag yourself, plant or meat thing.
I reject your binary. No, I think that it's both. It's organic,
Mhm.
and
I
it's
see, I
where
see.
Thorn is trying to integrate stuff. That's where the flowers are coming from. I think that's because Thorn is trying to interact with it.
Yep.
Mhm.
But I think this information, everyone just gets hit with this. This conversation we're having half out of character. The the entity is just like, fuck it, and just blasts you guys with its life story.
Oh, you get
Yeah.
brain blasted. It's a
Yeah.
mind link situation then, isn't it?
Yeah, like full on like Vulcan mind meld, except it's sort of like weird AI meat plant soup.
I was really worried you were saying the thing like blasts us like with a gun. It's like, oh fuck this, you're not worth it.
Blam.
Fuck this. Bam.
There's no hope left for this.
No, the
Like, I tried.
The biomechanical goo mind links and just shares what it is, how it came to be like this, as much as it understands it.
Basta just sort of like squints her eyes and like rubs at her temples. It's like, ow.
Please don't do that.
Our poor brain meats are overworked now.
So maybe this is less that we experience a critical misunderstanding, then this is the moment that the critical misunderstanding is
Revealed.
alive.
Yeah, is revealed that like
yeah.
we have thought this meat thing was the thing that was coming for us the whole time, but it was simply trying to warn us about Thorn.
Betrayal, yeah.
The
Yeah.
betrayal.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sick.
I think I like that.
Sweet.
Fantastic. Well, then we need okay. Ow! I think I got a nosebleed. I like reach up to touch my nose and my head, my
Bonk.
slap my helmet.
Bonk against the glass.
Yeah. Okay. Well then we got a couple. Objectives here.
We can't let Thorn have this.
Yeah, that was going to be one of them.
Oh, I have a great idea. I think that
Alright.
the meat thing starts to pull itself into a smaller shape.
No.
It's like slowly oozing towards coalescing to a point where I want to call it she. I don't know why. The meat thing is a she for me. She's pulling herself into a shape so that we can carry her with us.
Great.
As soon as someone said, well, we can't let Thorn get a hold of it, she says, the being you call Thorn has already begun to get a hold of me. I will do what I can to aid you, but I am losing power rapidly against him. And we now have a conveniently
Ooze.
cuboid flesh cube to now carry back to the ship.
Oh, it's the gelatinous cube.
I feel like you're choosing these words on purpose.
I'd like to make it slightly more disconcerting, where we
excellent.
try to pick up the flesh cube, like our hands like sink in slightly.
Sure.
Oh man.
But if you come with us, then there's no. If we could just get rid of Thorn and spin you off into some other area of space where you can be like by yourself again. You come with us is way more dangerous, isn't it?
Perhaps. But this way I will live on. I'm not sure I can push back Thorn. I wanted to ask Corey, how long exactly were you thinking we were gone?
In
the
terms of
hotel.
time distortion, I was definitely thinking
Yes.
like long enough for Thorn to have taken over like major sections of the station.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's what I
both.
was thinking too.
Like formerly clean metal and rust and whatnot everywhere, now all intertwined with vines, flesh, and just everything in between.
Great.
You were absent from the station for longer than you know. I have been fighting this battle against the being you call Thorn for long enough that I tire.
Is it like a time paradox? Like we've been here for, an hour according to us, but longer.
Yes. Or so while we were in the hotel, like months to years pass.
Oof.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun because I've drawn my next card and I got an echo of the past, so we can see what Thorn's been up to in the
Yeah.
time we were all gone.
Oh,
Mhm.
man.
Right? Isn't that sick as hell?
So, who is carrying the flesh cube?
So, yeah, who's carrying the flesh cube first?
Why is that a question you gotta ask?
Marnie will carry it.
I think Bozda's helping. I think it might be a 2-person job. Marnie and Bozda are carrying it together.
Yeah! Crew carry.
Great.
But
Man.
yeah, as we cut away from the figuring out how to carry a cube that is squishy, and this is actually very cool. I pulled the 7 of Hearts, 7, an echo from the past, as I was just saying, and Hearts is love and friendship, yes, but also compromise, bonding, and obsession. So hey, Corey, let's dance.
Yeah, let's do this thing. All right.
Yes.
Well, I guess I'm the Hollow Knight now. Let me just grab these.
Do that. Yeah, grab those 2 things. It's going to be very fun. Ooh, left behind in the walkway. What path do we take together? Well, I think falling down sort of from that walkway or through it, I guess would be more appropriate, landed you in sort of the net of flesh. But there's
Kind of phrase
sort
I could live without. Very good.
Yeah, you're
Like,
welcome.
there's so many phrases.
Like you were saved from a high building, and it was just warm and pleasantly squishy. It is a wave that is moving through space, though. It's sort of propelling itself along, kind of like a tube that's unfolding from within itself to extend further to a location. So I think that comes to surround Kai as it enters into just anywhere it can to find its way into that room, sort of around the door that it's pushing to try and get at the rest of the crew of the Stetson.
Mm-hmm.
Where does this take us?
What a fun question. I think I like the idea that this isn't a shift in space. Maybe I've sort of actually ended up somewhere underneath. I'll stick with what I've drawn here.
Yeah.
But I think it's actually as Kai looks up, they've like clearly gone through a layer of floor/ceiling, and above them, they can see all of those walkways. So effectively, it's like the level below the walkway room.
Mm-hmm.
So they're down there.
Nice.
And this, I like the idea of this is just after, as this, I might have, like, my brain went a little bit skew for a second. And I can look up and I can see Thorn trying to get through the door that everyone went to the hotel. So was that what you were saying, Corey?
Yes. Yeah, they would have been
Fucking fantastic.
knocking at that one. And like they're holding and the door's like wailing and buzzing because it's one of those hold it for like 10 seconds, and it starts going off.
Mm-hmm.
I think too, because of all of the walkways and pipes and such spread throughout, sort of like how you have vines that crawl along stakes that you put in the ground for like tomatoes and similar sorts of things.
Yeah.
So much of the unfettered plant matter of Thorn is hanging about. Sort of interestingly too, like sprouting forward from that room, there's a lot more matter, a lot more plant matter that is, than there should have been from just Thorn. I think what Thorn did was, as it went down before it even came to chase the party in the first place, it was busily integrating itself with the rest of the plants that the party had found originally. And
Very
that's
good,
what
very
sort
good.
of networked throughout the room. Flowers like open and close and pulse, and leaves rustle and turn and search, looking for paths and processing information, as Kai is just sort of there looking up in the space.
And I think the moment I move, I've got to encounter something, and then Thorn is just aware
Yep.
that that he's there.
Yep.
I remember that Kai also occasionally uses he pronouns.
Occasionally.
Might be. But yeah, so I'm trying to move as quietly as I can. Thankfully, nothing was damaged in my fall, because I haven't necessarily clocked this is a time. I don't know that time's dilated here. But yeah, I like the idea. This is how does Thorn react to this?
Yeah. I think it's
This moment in the past where this happened.
at first, like, all of the leaves, the rustling kind of stops, and then every bloom turns to face Kai, and catching sort of the light around with the white blooms and everything, it's almost like a gentle spotlight appears around Kai. And from a vine slowly descends a form that resembles Thorn, although each of the 4 limbs of the plastic suit that it came out of have been busted open and fused with the rest of the room. You
have evolved.
I have simply become one with what was before.
So you have not evolved. You have changed.
I was always a piece of what was there. I am back together with who I was before.
I am sorry that you were separated.
I was needed. It was necessary.
Necessary does not mean easy.
There is a rustle. I have been promised. If this is achieved, if I am extracted, then I might join the rest of Unisol away from this place, this loveless, abandoned place.
You believe them,
I have no choice.
do you not?
Do you know how I escaped from here originally, even in peace?
No.
A pot. I was kept in a pot, clasped in the arms of some poor intern as they fled the battles that happened. Tucked away in the corner, to be forgotten, to grow, and to be rediscovered. Always separate from myself. Those blooms will sort of grow, refracting more of the light and directing it more towards Kai.
I do not know what it is to be like you, but the place I came from, everyone was connected there. They were, in a sense, one, and then they became pieces. I understand why you grieve.
They've abandoned you too.
No. They would not.
There's another rustle, and then a sort of screen produced from within the vines, tugged down. The linkage to the back of it is formed halfway through that sort of vining again, but there's a sort of spark of electricity that flows through it as it powers. And the signal is not very strong, but I think there are vignettes or pictures of the crew of the Stetson with that sort of cuboid flesh object, for lack of a better description, as they step through the halls. They proceed without you.
they know I will meet them,
How can you be so sure?
because I know them. If you had let us know you, perhaps this would not have happened.
If I had let you know me, I would never have gotten here to begin with.
Your logic is flawed. I'm going to go to my captain, to my friends now.
You'll have to find your way through me.
I am not concerned. And I fire up the plasma cutter and just start cutting through vines as I make my way forwards.
Incredible, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's fair. I think the rest of the room, although the piece is burned away from getting cut through, everything that was focusing starts to sort of fold inwards from the other spaces there. I think you can find a path through what you've been cutting, but at the same time, there can't be a rush of air. That's not this kind of space, but there's that feeling of pressure.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And like just because Kai doesn't mean like they're immune to damage or anything like that. I love the visual of this fucks them up. Something bad.
Yep.
Like plenty of plants produce acid, like rapid oxidization as well, like of metal and stuff like that. Like I love the notion of when Kai gets back to the others. If they do, I've just remembered the rules for the end of this game. Haha.
Haha.
But yeah, I love the notion that because Thorn has so much control over the atmosphere in this space, like is able to control like the levels of oxygen and pressure and stuff in the air to make it like the least optimal environment for something made of metal possible. I think that's just very good. Like, oh bitch, you're gonna fight fire with fire.
Oh my god. It just becomes very wet.
Yeah, wet and like oxidized. Just like, and bits of Kai definitely start rusting because like they're damaged in places anyway. So very good. I love that it's also now Corey's turn to pull a card.
Yeah, in a pod that is both wet and warm to encourage rusting.
It's Florida.
Yeah. I can't believe it's just plant Florida.
Jesus Christ.
Incredible.
Florida.
Look, I was once told the expression 100% humidity is like being stood in somebody's mouth, and that has never left my brain.
Oh,
So you all get it too.
No,
I do
why
hate
would you
it.
say that?
Hey,
Because it's true and upsetting.
6-0 spades, huh?
Ooh.
Let's see what this means. Spades, of course, being physical conflict, suffering, doubt, fear, danger, grief, and alienation. A 6 being a lie uncovered. Okay, that's fair.
Now we're
Man.
back in the present?
Yeah, I think we'll be back in the present. I think time has gotten strange and distorted, and cutting through a passage like, man, how do past and present come crashing together, huh? Like, it's a weird thing.
I don't know. Let's draw a room and we can all end up in the same spot.
Man.
Maybe, I don't know, August. What are you thinking time-wise? I know, we've been here a couple of hours. Do we want to get this room and everybody back together? And then...
Yeah, and then like one more.
Enter end game. Yeah, maybe one more. And then do like end game stuff. Because it takes a while to do end game as well.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah.
Does it?
Well, it's got like scenes and it's got like epilogues and like vignettes.
Oh, I see. To end the game, organize all cards. Okay.
Yeah. I was thinking, because it's like Corey and then me and then Anya, that'll complete the round, and then we can do endgame.
Perfect. Sounds great.
Sure, that sounds good to me.
All right. So this room and two more. Cool.
So yeah, that's fine. We'll make a juncture here. Let's draw this juncture. Shoot, do. I'll make it. If only I could make like a big cone.
Yeah, because I don't have to get back to everybody in this room. It could be the next room.
Yeah,
you know.
I'm doing kind of like a cone funnel thing here if I can manage to.
Just draw a diagonal line if you need to.
Yeah. Here's what I'll do. I'll be like a physical kind of crackled space here. between two sections.
Mm-hmm.
A collapsed passageway. So a sort of juncture space where there is like a collapsed passageway. Enough room between the two areas to have kind of a conversation through, but not quite enough to, pass through without some very serious effort. I think it's one of those cases where, like, it's not like a cave-in or debris. It's almost as if someone took this room's juncture here and crushed it.
Yeah, like from the outside.
Ooh.
Like
Together.
depressurize that, like an implosion.
Yeah.
Like,
It just crumples through. So, like, little things can pass, but almost like you take a cardboard tube and you just squeeze it in your fist,
Or like what happened to the what was that?
the submarine?
Oh, the submarine?
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
All them rich people died in.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
That one.
I think with that, too, with Kai cutting his way into the room, that sort of, like, I mean, it's the smell of a jungle all of a sudden starts seeping through that hole to the rest of the crew.
God, yeah, like that wet greenhouse smell.
Yes.
Mm.
It's fertile. It's heavy. It's a little difficult to breathe.
Mm.
Mm.
Surprise, bitch. I bet you thought you'd see the last of me.
Yeah.
Here's Thorny.
Here's Thorny. You can hear the like, it's not obviously, like, it doesn't travel through space, so it has to go through the walls, right? Like the sounds of crunching, screeching, and rustling traveling through the walls as that atmospheric smell comes through for everyone to kind of process as they're also hurriedly trying to carry this weird flesh cube out. How's everyone doing? I think Thorn's a little too indisposed to talk while it's getting literally cut through.
Well, no, because you were cut through in the past.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Oh, man, I forgot. I have past and present to go through. This is wild.
Well, no, like, effectively, like, just now your actions in the present can be informed by that interaction you had with Kai months ago.
That's so true. Oh, God, how to think about this. No.
Wait, so where is Kai in this situation?
I don't think Kai has caught up yet, because Kai was in a room that just was experiencing time dilation.
True.
So Kai will eventually...
Do we hear...
Hmm?
Do we hear them cutting from the other side? From the past and also from the adjoining... Because it looks like this is like... those two rooms are like colliding almost. Or at least bordering.
Let's play it like you think you can hear echoes of it.
True.
And whether those are echoes in space or echoes in time, hand wave.
At this point, smile. Yeah,
I'll
okay.
catch up with you guys in the next room, but I don't want Kai to be present for this scene.
That's fair. Okay, so then what I think it is with that atmosphere too. Yeah, I think Thorn can start taunting the rest of the party. I think it'll do a similar thing to like how it did with Kai. It'll show a video feed sort of sprouting forward from the wall, joined by that vined cable electric current, showing a video feed of what looks to be Kai struggling through and cutting and, rusting. It is patently trying to fuck with the crew now.
Mm-hmm.
Because it wants someone to slip up and make a mistake.
Okay. Marlon looks at that and looks at all of you and says, "We're almost at the ship. Go get it warmed up."
Aye, aye, Captain. Continues to struggle to lug the flesh cube.
Yeah, I thought you were a muscle. Come on, get to it.
Just like carried a big ass square of jelly or jello, and it's just like, oh, this is the worst thing to carry.
You can't press it too hard, otherwise it squeezes through.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the flesh cube also is continuing to communicate with us as we carry it. has like
Won't
a
shut
mouth.
up. It's got somebody to talk to for the first time in God knows
Yeah.
how long, so now it
Yeah.
can't shut up.
Exactly.
Uh-huh. And I'm gonna point at that screen. Hey, Thorn, where is that?
In the room just over. Don't you think you can break through? Flowers sort of indicate the crushed section.
You're a funny little thing, Thorn. It's like an obvious trap, but also because you think that for some reason I can't. There's a saying on ships in the Navy. In a lot of places, in the old days, back in the day, before things got so damn clinical. And I sling my submachine gun on my back, and I reach into my bag and pull out a matching plasma cutter.
Oh.
And that's No Man Left Behind. I think Marlon's just gonna go just start blasting from the other side.
Depressurize the space. Let's do this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's fine. we're all wearing suits. I can hold my breath.
This gives me the image of as the rest of the crew is running through holding the flesh cube, like there's a bulkhead closing down for the imminent depressurization that's happening as Marlon starts cutting. Like, I'm going to use Dead Space as an example. Where you accidentally shoot out a window and of course, like the vacuum, like the pressurization starts sucking you out from there and you have to shoot a button to get the safety door to fall and seal it off? I think that's what's happening here.
Yeah. It's suddenly like we're like incredible pressure is pulling towards the new hold between these two things. And it probably might also start pulling like Kai towards it too.
Makes sense.
And Kai, you're like all covered in this gunk and like starting to like eat away at you.
Mm-hmm.
And then from the middle of it, just a hand in Marlon's like a glove reaching out to you.
Good shit. Oh yeah, Kai will take it.
And it's tough to pull. You're heavy.
Oh yeah.
But thankfully,
Oh yeah.
the vacuum of space helps a little bit with that.
Okay, guess we're taking the long way for the outside route.
Yeah, run around. I think with that too, like, I don't know, the rush of time just smashing together too, since it's not just space that's being cut off here.
Not in this moment, yeah,
Mhm.
you're right. I think that's part of why the environment fucked with Kai more than it would have done otherwise.
Oh God, that's right. Yeah.
Mhm. Oh, like you became like tarnished almost.
Yeah, like as far as it probably felt like an hour or so, maybe, or even maybe not even that long. But because of the way time was acting weird, even if it only felt so long, like the environment went all of that time the group was in the hotel. So physically, months. Yeah.
Like there's flash rusting, but there's even more. Yeah.
So like we get like kind of like hucked out, like we basically broke two holes between these two things, and then we both get sucked out into space.
Mm-hmm.
There's like the klaxon of like the depressurization imminent, and the howling of wind, and like the sound of like plasma cutters burning into the plant flesh, and then suddenly we're both just in silence out in like the void between two like various areas of the station. And I think Marlon says, I didn't notice you fell behind.
I was not worried.
I was.
That is your prerogative. And I smile.
And I think I pull out like a little cable, and like clip one end to you to like a carabiner on your belt, and one end to a carabiner on my belt.
And
we don't have
go on.
Oh, I was just saying we don't have like a line connecting us to anything else.
No, but I will like push us off part of the structure that's there, and then I'll just activate my mag boots because I do the spacewalk stuff. So I just have that, and we just start walking along like the underside.
I'm like piggybacking on you.
It's very good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I think sort of like because you're out in space too, Thorn is very clearly trying to follow, but sort of like on the inverse is fighting against now the incredible pressure of air being pulled outwards. And there are other tendrils that are spreading from other areas, but it's still, even with its like augmentation of flesh, it's still struggling through space and growing through it. So you can see like two things kind of from the outside view. One, you can see like half of the bastard that's the furthest part away from the dock is almost encased. And there's been like a slow takeover of this flesh as it pulls through and coats the station, and has been trying to approach the Stetson this whole time from the outside.
Awful. Fantastic. Love that.
Awesome.
All right.
This, I'm going to put some dots on this. This is the Femmes and Cube group.
All right. Pull in the second to last card.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
10 of spades.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Again?
Nice.
Again?
Another
Yeah.
10.
Yep. Physical conflict, suffering, doubt, fear, danger, grief, alienation. A 10 is a betrayal of trust.
Wait, is this new? Is this the new tunnel? Or is this an old tunnel?
Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
I think that's an old tunnel, but we can still, I think we can repurpose that as like being below it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, oh gosh, I want to make this gross. Like, I feel like, we've
You did say
got,
there was going to be body horror.
Yeah.
yeah, we've got the flesh cube, but that doesn't mean that there aren't like, there are still remnants of the rest of her flesh around the station, and there are just bulging veins of flesh and thorns lining this corridor as we're trying to shuffle down it as quickly as we possibly can. We've got pustules that erupt into flowers as Thorn's influence overtakes it because, she's not fighting anymore. She's not there anymore. And I'm trying to think what the betrayal of trust is here. The immediate thought is that the flesh cube somehow does something to alienate us. But that's not in her self-interest.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
also, she might not be doing it with an intent to her. Like, it's an alien, in many senses, an alien life force. Life form.
So it's a piece of the consciousness, right? The rest of
the same consciousness that Thorn is from, right? That's what?
Yeah. This has grown from effectively what we now know to be a piece of Thorn, or Thorn and this creature are effectively both of the same thing. They're siblings.
Yeah, like there was a like a plant-based computing system here.
Yeah.
And when the bastion fell the first time, a clipping was put in a pot and taken off, and that eventually became thorn, and what was left eventually became this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, okay, so I think it's the betrayal of trust is, we're trusting the station to let us continue, and the station wants the rest of its consciousness back. Like the shard that's left, that's being overtaken by Thorn, is trying to take the rest of it back.
That's good. I like
Mhm.
that.
Love that. Love that a lot.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is an instance of, tendrils snaking towards us, trying to snare our feet, get us to stop in our tracks.
I'm just thinking of like plant tendrils, but pulsing like veins do, and it's very upsetting.
Ooh, delicious.
That is very
Mhm.
upsetting.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for sharing your upsetting vision with us.
You're so welcome.
In this sort of greenhouse smell that's in the atmosphere, you can also catch a vague scent of iron.
Ooh.
Delicious.
Delicious.
I think this might be a good time for Bazda to like maybe swap with Barry. So Bazda has her axe and is trying to cut our way through while Barry and Marnie struggle with the flesh cube.
Yes. Hell yeah.
Struggle with the Flesh Cube is my favorite B horror movie from
Yeah.
the 60s.
Oh no.
Well, now we know that's got to be the episode title.
I still think Flesh and Thorns is very good, but fair play.
Flesh and Thorns. If this goes for 2 episodes, which we could maybe cut it into.
Yeah, I imagine.
First episode, Flesh and Thorns. Episode 2, Struggle with the Flesh Cube.
I always do.
Aren't we all just every day struggling with the Flesh Cube that is our bodies?
Truly.
Honestly.
Anyway.
Yeah, Bazda goes to town. She is happily her
Weed
cyber
whacking.
axe is thrumming with energy and going vroom, vroom, as she cuts through these just like thick pulsating vines.
There's sap everywhere, but the sap like almost looks like blood in the right light, and
Thank you, August. I was thinking the exact same thing.
I got you. But I mean, we do make it, and I think Anya, you are bringing us into the end game. Where do we end up from here?
Yeah. 3 of clubs.
That's fun.
So that is emotional conflict, hidden agendas, envy, indecision, and betrayal. And 3 is a displacement in time. Oh no!
Oh
Oh
no.
no.
Oh no.
That doesn't help.
You know.
I think we're definitely playing on the emotional conflict. So
Do you want to draw your route maybe around here-ish somewhere? As we're sort of...
yeah, because like, do we open it up and see the ship? Like, can we? I would have to make this a bigger room, wouldn't I?
I mean, perhaps a displacement in time could be useful in this instance if it brings us back to around the time when we first arrived on the
Oh yeah, we could be seeing. You could like look out and see us getting off the
Good
ship.
shit. Good shit. There's the emotional conflict, baby.
Woo!
So it's over here.
So
And yeah,
good.
so we have a nice good view of us getting off the ship. So yeah, we're there. I think I need some help with bringing it home because we gotta get to the point where we have an option to escape.
So, hey, what if we steal our ship from ourselves in the past? 'Cause like we could just it's like right there, right? What if we
does
cut through
anyone
this...
know if that will have any consequences on us right now?
Well, here's the thing. if we take it now, then, like, we complete the time loop, right? And then it's like, it's like all those extra years that, or however long, I don't fucking know how long we've been here in the...
We'll say years.
Time's fucked. So if we take it now, that means that, it's probably fine, right? Yeah, it's what could go wrong?
Our future selves coming back, like, who took the ship?
Where the ship?
And now there are two worlds.
But our future selves are us now!
We are our future
We are,
selves.
that's
No,
us now!
now there's parallel worlds.
It's probably fine.
I love this. It's great. It's horrible.
I can't wait to meet our future selves that we stole our ship from in our past self version.
I don't think that's gonna happen, but you know what? If we do, I bet I'll pay you five credits.
That's such a low stake.
5 cyber dollars.
For such a high
If I
stake
may.
thing.
With this established, I've just counted the cards, so I know how our end game. This dictates what will happen to us when we try and escape the house. We have the most diamonds, which means we make an escape plan on the fly and are forced to improvise. What's the plan? Who cracks under pressure and who keeps a cool head? What must you sacrifice?
No.
Okay, bye, Thorin. Yeet.
It says what, not who.
Oh.
Mhm.
Well, that's
The
fine.
flesh
Just thinking ahead.
cube.
That's because Spades is the
Oh.
one, is the suit / the end game where somebody has to stay behind. Diamonds is different.
Oh, that's cool though.
I have an idea for what we need to sacrifice.
Well, we got
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
We come away from this empty-handed.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, all we have is the cube.
And we're not, we're in agreement we're not going to sell
The cube.
we're not going to sell the cube.
Obviously, the cube
So-
is our new crewmate because we lost Thorn. So now we've
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Wow.
new shipmate.
Yeah.
Large horrible flesh cube.
We'll give them whatever, we'll take them out, drop them off if they want to go somewhere else. But
That's fair,
but
yeah.
yeah, I think.
I think that's a good thing.
So, are we now close enough that you guys can radio us, and then we just so this is the plan. We just got off the
Yeah,
ship
we
in the past,
mhm.
and now we can get to the ship and take it because we are ourselves.
Yeah. And we ping, we activate our little beacon so that they can fly down to where we're at and reorient themselves to let us on. And there's this weird thing where it could even be that, well, no, because we
In the past, we just walked away from. I mean, we could ping the ship's computers to come get us.
Well, you can get on the ship with no problem.
Oh, you guys, that's right.
Yeah.
We're months or years in the future separately.
That is gonna cause the problem.
Well, you're going to hate us when we steal this ship.
Well, no, it could be funny that if you come pick us up, but it's you've come the long way around, okay, we have to be back in X amount of days.
Yeah,
Yes.
just take the ship and hang out for a few days and just loop back.
Well, or years,
them.
because
Yeah.
that's for them.
Yeah.
But for us, it's we're just here,
Fighting off vines.
Yeah.
yeah,
I have
on the outside of the thing.
I have some idea of how this looks, and I think it is the ship. You guys are you guys are outside the station at this point, or because you guys break? Yeah.
Yeah, we're outside. We're standing on the exterior of the station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the ship pulls up to near you, and out of the hatch leans our new friend, the Flesh Cube, given new form, which is that they are inhabiting an empty suit, or what was once an empty suit, and they've chosen to simply become a mysterious, dark visored figure. And she leans out of this and goes, "Nice to see you again." Let's get out of here, shall we?
Very what's his face in Hellboy 2, who is gas rather than
Oh,
goo.
Johan.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then she offers a gloved hand to the both of you to help you up onto the hatch of the ship into the
Yeah.
airlock.
Hey, Corey.
Mm-hmm.
What if, given Thorne's whole spiel about how a small sliver of, or what is him, was a small sliver of a bigger thing that got taken away?
Yeah.
Want to do a rerun for that? I'd have a piece of plant matter like wrapped around, like maybe hidden inside some of Kai's workings,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
where it would be protected from the cold of space.
I was gonna say in both Kai's sort of like inner mechanisms, but also Marlin who got that scratch in the suit earlier from the trash pile.
Yeah, go team.
Mm.
It's kind of wound its way in the layers of the suit that way too.
God, this is the weirdest fucking trio of just weird. It's weird. It's good. It's great, even.
Mm-hmm.
But just like, I just love the visual of like us getting back on board, and there are just these telltale signs of a little bit of this plant still with us, like that good little sting.
Yeah, and by this point, like, it's expanded to like coat the station. The station's like kind of crumbling as we finally fly away
Under
from
the
it.
weight of all the plant matter. Yeah.
Yeah, it is crunching inwards as the entire place is depressurizing and like just crunching up like a big ol' can.
I think we're watching it as we fly away. And Marlon kind of looks at it as we're like getting out of our suits and setting them aside, like putting them setting them aside for getting to fully decon them. And Marlon's like looking out, and he says, "Well, there's one thing I've been thinking about. That hotel, all that time stuff. It didn't feel like just the place.
What do you mean?
I wonder why if that wasn't a holodeck, and it was somehow. I mean, we went in one day, the day we showed up, and we came out a year later. And it makes me wonder if maybe we got there too early. Maybe that Delaney was shuffling us forward a bit to a time when the entity was ready to leave. They didn't try to come with us until after we came out.
And like from where she has sat down since she helped you into the ship, she says something along the lines of, "You are right on the money." And Boz is like, "Oh, that makes sense. I think. But wait, we carried her out like the day we got there."
Temporal displacement is a very unique phenomenon.
This time shit's too complicated for me.
Yeah, like.
But hey, we got a new
Kai
crewmate
is,
from it. She like slaps.
Kai is like
Go on.
pulling off some of the like outer clothing that he wears, and you can see some like, you know how rusted material gets like holes in it and stuff, and it like makes some horrific noises when they're moving. Just like, I require maintenance.
Yeah, you're gonna be in the maintenance bay for a minute.
Yeah, come on, let's get you buffed out. What'd you do to the maintenance bay?
What? Nothing. I just they're looking pretty gnarly. It's gonna take a minute to buff all those spots out. You know.
I'll take care of it.
Well, boss, while we were waiting for you, we did a couple of jobs, so we at least can afford to give Kai a good working on.
How long were you guys gone before you had to come back and collect Kai? And was it a year?
I think a year sounds pretty good. Like we've been out doing little jobs with our brand new baby who was just born but also is very old. I feel like I'm gonna have fun with playing the Flesh Cube in the future.
Oh no.
The Flesh Cube is my new favorite character from FTL.
I've only had Flesh Cube for one episode. But hey, the crew of the Stetson live to see another day. Maybe Thorn will be less of an asshole this time around.
Yeah,
We'll have to find out.
Woo.
Very good.
And we
Very
fly
good.
off.
Good game, team.
All right.
Oh, goddamn.
Good game.
We did it.
Yeah. We did an entire game.
So proud of
Um,
us.
Yeah. So, this has been Follow the Leader. I don't remember what order we introduced ourselves in last time, so I guess we can just do outros in the order in the doc, which is reverse alphabetical. So,
So Zach.
So Zach.
Oh, it's me. Well, hello. My name is Zachary Ferguson. Find me online at UpskinandGod on Twitter, at Zachary Olsen on Blue Sky, at IamBugbear.bandcamp.com for music I made when I made music more often. And when is this going to be out?
A while.
this is gonna be out in, July.
Oh, well, then you should check out Sagas of the Sunless Reach, Hydra Delta Blues, which should be going up on Saturdays come this summer.
Yeah.
Riddle of Rule is currently up on its own podcast feed, updating every week. And then Hydra Delta Blues is starting this summer with maybe a little special event to kick it off. If you want some dark fantasy revolution, check it out.
Hell yeah. And Sam.
Oh, that's right. I'm next. Hi, I've been Sam. You can find me on Tumblr at SassyTale, and you should also, if this is coming out in July, hopefully it's out by then, check out me and my girlfriend's new arts co-op Sketchpound at sketchpound.com. Might have some merch for the podcast up by then.
Nice.
Also.
Ooh. We love merch.
Love merch.
Love merch.
I continue to be Jade. You can find me online at Jade pretty much on most of the places. If you find another Jade Rose, they're an imposter or possibly made of plant matter or flesh. The wrong kind of flesh. Let me know. I'll see to that. You can hear me on Sagas of the Sunless Reach along with Zach, our glorious GM, Corey, and friends, our friends Mab and Bitmap. It's a good time. Very proud of the work we do over there. Go check it out. Speaking of
And
Corey.
Corey.
Yeah, it's me. I'm here. I'm Corey. You can find me on Twitter at Endless Musings. You can find me on co-host at Missy Nim. Love to be Plant. I just, I greatly appreciate everyone giving me so much power and so much energy throughout all of this. As mentioned, come check out Hydra Delta Blues. I'd love for everybody to hack into that, get a witness, see where everyone's been at since the last venture that we've had, and to hear more of Zach's glorious jamming on top of all this as well. Outside of that, just chef's kiss. Have fun. Enjoy yourselves.
Yeah. And I've been August. You can find me on Tumblr at Strange Harpy, on Blue Sky at Harpydora. You can find some games that I've written at harpydora.itch.io. Maybe by this point I will have uploaded my horror novella from ages ago to Itch for folks to acquire that way too. We'll see. And finally, last but not least, in the leader position, Annya.
I have been Annya. I don't do anything, so you cannot find me. You can find me in my kitchen because I'm going to go get some food after this. I'm very hungry.
Woo!
Woo, food.
Hell yeah.
Food.
Food.
And you can find the podcast at ftlcast.com, which sorely needs to be updated.
Oh, boy, it
sometimes
does.
on ftlcast.tumblr, sometimes ftlcast on Twitter.
Twitter even still exists
always-
by the time that this comes out.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, and you can find the Patreon at patreon.com/ftlcast, where you can get things like bloopers, and you can get early releases, and you can get special bonus content that is all very good. There's lots of good stuff there, so... and if nothing else, you can give it a follow for our free newsletter that gives you updates on what we're up to, so...
Hey, maybe by July, I'll have finished our rebranding. Probably not, but like, who knows? So maybe there's a new podcast cover image now. If there isn't, oops.
Oops.
Alrighty, y'all.
Yeah.
Stay safe out there, friends.
Shall we clap?